Okay, guys, I know it's like a lot going on. Um, do the girls still want to hear like ghetto Hanukkah raps? Like G'd up, kind of thugged out, thugged out D block Hanukkah raps? Or is it just like not the time? And I respect it if it's not the time because I mean, I am on there being haram as fuck. Just rapping about like sex, guns, and diamonds on a Hanukkah song called Yehudi. And I was really excited. Like, I'm like, I mean, just let me know. I respect it. If not, like, you know, I could come back like at the top of the year and just do it. But like, just let me know. I don't know. I wanted to try something different and do something original. And I know I be trying new shit all the time. And I know it's like not how a lot of it goes. But I mean, I am an artist. Obviously, things are going to be like a little bit profane. But when I was, yeah, because when I wrote I See Colors Change, like I did a Christmas song. Like I have this like thing with songs and types of songs. I'm like, okay, if I can successfully do that, then that means that I've like, you know, knocked another, you know, like reached another notch in my songwriting thing. And, you know, I've never even like explored the concept of Hanukkah, or just like musically. And I was just like, okay, if I'm gonna like give a gift to like the Jews, like what would I give them? Like I wouldn't give y'all a dreidel. Like I didn't want to spit any fucking like dreidel donut shit. So I was like, no, I'll get them a fucking Uzi. That's what I would get a Jew for Hanukkah. Cause I heard your lyrics, I feel your spirit. You know, I feel it. A lot of the music that comes from the Jewish rappers, it's like positive because I get it. Like, no, the Jewish boys are really like, especially not in a song, they're not gonna speak curses in there. But I felt like I could, and I really wanted to. And I just felt like the Jews were like that. Especially like, you know, with all of the hip hop Jewry, I was like, why haven't any of these rappers made a fucking Hanukkah song? And you know, like the whole time I was just like, why haven't any of these rappers really referenced like the Jewish mafia? Like you have Beanie Siegel, who's kind of like, you know, Bugsy Siegel, but that's really as far as it goes. Like, no, the Jews are a really integral part of like New York gangsta fucking culture. That is so hip hop. This is the sweet bubblegum center of what I immediately picked up when everyone was going off about the Zionism shit. And of course you can definitely expect the UK, you know, fucking motherfuckers in the UK to be so fucking lame and dry pussy and just trash and just like, you know, all these like Muslim academics going to fucking school learning English for the first time and they want to come back and tell us what words mean any fucking ways. You know, what I immediately picked up, I was just like, yo, this is fucking glamorous and gangsta. You know what I'm saying? Like Zionism, like wow, like but it's like I knew what Zionism was, you know, but this whole shit that you guys have done, it was just like really, you know, magnified everything for me. And yeah, hip hop, like that's what we do. Like, yeah, I don't know if you remember that era of rap niggas just sweating the Italian mafia. And come on, the Italian mafia and the Jewish mafia, like that's New York rap history. What are you talking about? I'm just telling you, number one, as a fucking New Yorker, no, we're never boycotting the Jews. That's number one. Number two, the Jews are fucking iconic. When you really get into their histories and, you know, just the Sephardic Jews and the Ashkenazi Jews and the Mizrasim and, you know, just all these different fucking like people. And honey, listen, I was doing my research. I got into the Jewspiracy runs deeper. I love it. It's iconic. Apparently, like, Scotland is populated with Jews and just, like, all of these, like, lost tribe theories. I'm like, yo, this is fucking iconic. Like, these fucking Jews are like Harry Potter. Like, Harry motherfucking Potter in this bitch, okay? Okay? And, yes, the Zionism, right. So, back to the Zionism. The Sephardim, the Mizrasim, the Ashkenazim, the Ethiopian Jews, or, you know, like, Bet Israel, Bene Israel, the Hasidim, everybody is, I'm telling you, it's like Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, like there's like all these like micronations inside of Israel, which is really fucking cool. But so the name of the song, Yehudi, sometimes I just latch onto words and really love them. Like I love the word hasbara. Today Michael Rappaport was like, don't say hasbara. I was like, no, hasbara forever. Hasbara Cosmetics, bitch. Yes. Because the word to me sounds like, you know, the topic, the hot topic or whatever. But I called the song Yehudi because the Uzi, which is basically like, you know, one of the first like fucking machine guns, was invented by Israel. And that is a very iconic gun, like in hip hop and in movie culture. What often happens, I notice, is it's sometimes really hard to chronicle yourself when you're so busy living and so busy living in your own experience. It's really hard to chronicle yourself. And a lot of things with just Black culture and, you know, new artists and new stuff, like it's kind of the Jews who have like the Black repertoire, you know, and it's not to say like, oh, because we are whatever. It's just because it's easier for somebody else to chronicle you and remember you than it is to remember yourself because you're so busy being the being. And when I was digging through all this history and digging through like the Jewish treasure chest, the cultural treasure chest, I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much here. Like, you don't want this, bitch? Let me get it. I'll take it, you know? But yeah, I wanted to put that together for y'all because I think it's important. I just have to be very honest. When all of this started happening, the biggest thing, you know, I had a very, like a very deep response to this. And when all of this was happening, I mean, it's happened so many times in my lifetime, you just kind of brush it to the background. But when this was happening, something kind of just like clicked in my head, and every little like Jewish friend that I've had from childhood, because I don't know Jews from the music industry. Like I know Jews in the music industry, obviously, you know, but I know Jewish people intimately like that from childhood, from friends. And I have a lot of Jewish friends, like a lot of them. And when everybody was picking and saying Zionist this and that, whatever, like just the little kid in me just stood up and was like, hey, something happened in my mind, like a montage happened in my mind. And all of a sudden, all of the things that I didn't notice about my little Jewish friends, like in theater and in high school, just started coming to my mind. You know, all of those times that they looked away and I kind of just like, whatever, you know, like, and let the joke keep running, but actually like their feelings were really hurt. And like, you know, times where they just like felt unappreciated and like, you know, just all like all of these like little Jewish faces just came into my fucking mind. And I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. And yeah, I think it's really important to fucking celebrate people while they're here, like whatever, for better or worse. And it's not, or while we're all here, it's not saying while they're here, you know what I mean? They're going to be here forever. Like we all going to be here forever. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's important. And nobody ever really like reaches out and tells the Jews like, thank you. So I just want to make it clear, like nobody's kissing industry ass. Please trust me. Listen, I might suck some dick, but I don't kiss ass, okay? I would never kiss a nigga ass. I don't put my lips on butt. You know what I'm saying? I don't what in the butt. That's not my thing. And yeah, no, it's not even about that. It's really just about like the people that I grew up with, like my community. Like I'm a New Yorker. Do you understand what that means? Like I'm from the 212. Like, nah. There's no way in hell y'all were going to be able to pull this past me. Like, come on, a black woman from New York City and hip hop. Come on. It's crazy. But yeah. Ooh, we my Uzi, Yehudi, make it pop, pop, pop. Better clap your cool feet. And you got to celebrate people for who the fuck they are. All this shit, listen, it's so un-hip hop to sit there and try to make somebody question who the fuck they are. Like, please. Try to make somebody question who the fuck they are. Okay, listen, everybody got a Jew, listen, the partner in crime, okay? Everybody got a Jew that every good artist has a Jew, you know, or has like some Jews that ride, you know what I mean? You got a Cohen and a Levy and a Steiner Schwitz, and he gonna Jew you and sue you, take all your shit. You gonna fuck around and end up in the horror flick. Got some coroners and court reporters in my clique. It's the dun dollar diddle D, little dumb niggas ducking from the pump. You get dumped in a drum, nigga, and I got some keys, refugee niggas run from me. Oh, yeah, nigga, that's my lunch money. Cause I'm rich and I fly like a B2. Kiss the ring, kiss the wall, kiss my feet too.
And they wanted me to wish you happy Chanukah. I have no idea what Chanukah is, but happy Chanukah because they said so. Anyway, God bless you, babe, and enjoy Chanukah. Have a wonderful time.
The type of chaos that would actually ensue if the Jews were to actually be kicked out of America or ran out or left for whatever reason. Okay. The whole point of the West, all of our countries, is that we have the Jews. Okay? You know, that's why we are the West. Because they're really good at chronicling everybody. I've been saying time and time again that I think Zionism has really evolved as a concept, or at least my interpretation, my reinterpretation of Zionism is that it has really evolved past, you know, this kind of like battle for like the state of Israel. Actually, I don't think Jews have very much to worry about. I might have said this again. I might have said this before, but I'll say it again. And actually, as I ponder on it a lot more, it keeps like just my interpretation of Zionism keeps changing and changing and changing and changing. And it keeps evolving. And I've said before, I think Zionism has outgrown its panties. I think Zionism has completely outgrown the fight for Jewish nationalism. Not saying that that's not still a thing and that's not still important, but I've said before, Zionism is to Jews what hip hop is to Black America, and they're both, well, really more Zionism is kind of in this space where it needs to move and grow, because I think we might be selling the Zionism a little bit short by just dumping fucking Palestinianism on it. I want to take this time on this day of Hanukkah to really reframe the Zionism thing. This whole Palestinian, this is not the point. Sorry guys, but it's not the point. It's not the point. You know, they're not even an addition to the arts, the science, the anything. And it's not about Islam either. I know that Muslims would really like to be important like that, but trust me, baby, this is not even about you at all. It's not at all. It's not at all, you know, and to reduce Zionism to just some petty crusade against a fucking musty pack of like Arabs, like Muslims here, who never had sovereignty and never had control over themselves in the fucking first place. Yeah, I was looking up. So they come from this tribe called Banu Judham or some shit. And, you know, that there's just like this pack of Arabs from, I guess, that emigrated up from Yemen. I don't know. They probably whitewashed themselves a million times. And then they got, you know, Christianity forced on them. And, you know, they were working with the Byzantines. Like, you know, the Palestinians in general are like failed Mamluks. You know, it's like almost made it to Lord of the Rings style, you know, slave army empire, but just could never get it together because it's just always fucking like, you know, let me tell you, just when you look into the history of Banu Judham and look into the history of those people, listen, they will wear anybody's cause, whoever's like paying them or feeding them, because that's what they were. Okay, but back to the Zionism. So, and I wrote a fable long time ago. I was doing lots of shrooms. Oh, honey, I've been getting into the Judaism, and the Judaism is like deep. It's so shroomy. I'm like, oh my God, where has this been? Like, y'all didn't tell me. Okay, horology. This is why Zionism is going to win, and why Zionism really is the new world religion, and everybody is a Zionist. And this is putting Zionism in context, taking it out of the, the fight for Jewish nationalism. Now, I'm not trying to culturally appropriate anything or strip the Jews of anything, but just hear me out. Time, the space-time continuum, and just all of that, the science of measuring and keeping time. And the Jews have that down to a pat. Even when you look at the tefillin and you look at them in how you say that? Town? Alsace? Alsace? Whatever. Okay. Sounds fancy. But there, Geneva, and, just even with Constantinople, Constantinople and the Prague clock and stuff like that. No, let me tell you. The Jews are, those little brains, honey. It's a genetic thing. It's a brain thing. And it's a spiritual thing. And another reason why the Jews will always fucking win is because they like themselves and they like each other a lot. Christians and Muslims don't like each other the way the Jews really fucking love each other and love being Jewish. So now that we're here in 2025 and we've seen the Jews go through, multiple, I feel like we've lived through maybe 200, maybe 2,000 years of technology in maybe the last 30 years because of the Jews and the things that they invent, and, just how good they are with math. You got Sam Altman with ChatGPT, and you have Mark Zuckerberg at Meta, and just all of the things. An Israeli invented the AOL Instant Message. There was a lot of Israeli work into getting America on fucking line. And that's kind of telepathy. You get what I mean? Listen, this is real shroomy. But the Jews' task from God is to keep the time. And just everything about horology, the clocks, the watches, the watchmaking. Regardless of where you stand on the issue, if you are considering Zionism in the way I've just laid it out, were it not for Zionism, and let me not say the Jews, because there are a lot of people who are down with that, Zionist horology, technocracy land. Trust me, there's a lot of motherfuckers in there. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist, but this is the same way you don't have to be black to be a rapper. But at the same time, you can't strip African Americans of their creators' rights. That's a gift that we gave y'all, and it's all right, go ahead, shake your ass. And yeah, the Jews do the same thing. They make things and they let them go. Were it not for fucking Zionism, nobody would give a fuck. I mean, we still don't give a fuck, but really nobody in the world would give a fuck. So for as deep and philosophical as all of these Muslim activists want to think they are, even Francesca Albanese or whatever, not really that deep. Because if you're considering Zionism in the context that I just put it in, which is really what it is now, Zionism now, God forbid, and I'm not saying that it would ever happen, it wouldn't happen, but honestly, Zionism is so far ahead in the fucking future. Those Israelis could probably build a pod hovering above the fucking ground and do Israel in the air, Israel on ice, okay? On ice in the air, on a ice disc, and y'all bitches will gag. They will really be getting the real Elohim in this bitch, and y'all bitches will gag. But were it not for Zionism and all of these inventions, what Muslim built the internet for these fucking bitches to get on here and scream and shout about the West? On the Western, what's going on? Yeah. If it were not for Zionism, and I don't know where these people are going with it. They're oh, boycott Coca-Cola, girl. But they literally cannot find anywhere else to express themselves other than Zionist social media apps. Bitch, get out of here. Trust me. The problem with the Muslim women and children, it's not the Jewish man or the white man or the Western person. It's the Muslim man. It's not even Islam. It's the Muslim man. So coming over here screaming at our brothers and friends and all that other shit, but Bitch, if you were to raise your voice at any other niggas in your tribe, they would knock your fucking head off. So it's like, watch your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic here. Yeah, babes. When you don't have your own telecommunications infrastructure, your own devices, your own nothing, like when you don't have running water and all that other shit, honey, I think a Coca-Cola is the last thing you need to be worrying about boycotting. Honestly. Ooh. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but this is like getting ridiculous now. Because I love us. I do. You know? I want everybody to be good. But we're not going to like delude ourselves, and we're not going to keep going down this rabbit hole because we don't have any time. And furthermore, for a people who don't have anything, do Palestinians really have the time for this war with Israel? Like, let's just be realistic. Like, do they have the time for this war? Or do they need to figure out where the fuck they're going to go? And what the fuck they're going to do next? And how they're going to iron out them laws, and how they're going to get all them people out of their hair? Or are they just going to, like, become Americans or become Israeli? Period. A big part of the reason why the Palestinian thing is a thorn in my side is because I do know some very lovely Palestinian people, and I do have a bunch of Muslim friends that I really have not been able to speak to for quite some time, you know, like just the relationship has not been the same because I'm paranoid. And then I would also, and I just like thinking back on times where we'd like just be kikiing, you know, and and I just ask like, so what about this? Oh, y'all got slaves? And they would kind of just like brush it off and act like it didn't exist. And like, there just like been times where I've like, you know, like your Muslim friend gets drunk and they saying like nigga a little too loud, and it's like, actually, like, just being fucking completely honest, like, there have been more times where, like, a Muslim person has kind of, like, or a Muslim person that I know and, like, consider my friend has slipped up and said some, like, you know, gotten too comfortable and it slipped out. Actually, I don't remember Jews doing that to me, ever, really. So I'm gonna be honest, a big part of the reason why this Palestinian thing does really stick in my side is because I do have some very lovely Muslim friends that I just really have not been able to talk to, and every time I would talk to or try to ask them questions, they would just kind of brush me off and do some, you know, some other shit to brush it off. But then, you know, next thing you know, we're like having drinks, and here goes the Muslim faggot doing his black girl impression and just being very much, you know, giving very much. Oh, here goes your like Indian Muslim homegirl. She drunk and now she's saying nigga in my face. You know what I mean? Bitch, you supposed to be lasering my pussy. You ain't here calling me nigga. And it's just been like a lot of times like that. And just when this whole thing happened, and like even when the Zayn Malik thing happened, like, you know, they like threw shade at me for like calling him a sand nigga. Meanwhile, like bitches really be like, no, the Muslims be saying nigga a lot. But one thing I can say, all of the Muslim men that I've ever like hired or worked with have been some of the best fucking security guards and some of the best fucking people, like really, really good guys, you know, like great guys. Like great guys. But then when you're in the UK, you see these niggas like fresh off the boat, it's like, niggas, sell me the fucking phone case. Like, oh my gosh. There was so much racism coming from like poor, dirty Muslims all over the EU and the UK. And it's like, honey, I didn't come over here to be disrespected by fucking like peasants. The fuck is this? Peasants talking about Palestine. Palestine, let me tell you something. Palestine has not been a hot social topic since Yasser Arafat. And I mean that with all due fucking respect. Okay, I'm not gonna go off on Palestine, but it's true. Like, nobody has really cared about the fucking... Honey, we don't even really care about Julani and this other nigga. Like, the last star, like real star, that y'all have had out there is Saddam Hussein. Okay, this the hard-on pussy. Ha 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 ha. Really? Yeah, we don't really care for any of these people. And none of the African jihads. Oh, poor African jihads. Poor African jihads, because they really do all of the killing and all of the work just for the Arabs to show up and then kill them. And then, like, take the fucking fruits of their labors. Oh, black men, get out of Islam. Please get out of Islam. It's so unbecoming. Yeah, but back to the Zionism. Yeah, think about what I said about the horology. I'm going to find that short story that I wrote a long time ago. And I'm probably gonna... Honey, there's something with the Judaism and the fucking psychedelics, because the Judaism is the why and the when. Islam is the where. Judaism is the why and the when. Christianity is the who, what, and how, if that makes any sense. And I've come to the conclusion that Islam as a concept, because all of these monotheistic concepts predate Judaism, like, come on, they are ancient. The concept of Islam, like the open expanse, like the space, the where, is first. So yeah, the Islam as a concept predates everything, because it's the darkness, it's the expanse. Sufism is really fucking beautiful. I like Sufism and Zionism a lot. I like, because honestly, people be trying to sleep on the Hasids, and I know, I get it, and I'm not here to like get in between the family, but I used to be really skeptical of the Hasids, but just recently they have just been coming to me. Like, I've just been watching a lot of things. Lots of my fans on the internet, they would call me Rebbe, and when I was in Israel, they were calling me Black Shoshana. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, you're like a Yiddish polka Jew. And I'm like, listen, not too much on the Yiddish and the polka, honey. Actually, it's no shade. If I were a Jew, I would be Black Shoshana. Yeah, if I were a Jew, like, you know, the other Jews be looking good, they be looking sexy and all that, but listen, niggas be eating pork. What is it with the, like, why, like, I know, like, there's mad Muslims I know, especially like gay Muslims, eating pork, like, ew. Stop doing that, y'all. Like, get all the pork out of Israel. Like, they got, like, pork in Israel. It's like, I was, like, disgusted. I was like, ew. Pork is disgusting. But yeah, no, now that I'm like really into the fucking secrets and the mysteries, like I don't want to date another Jewish man that's like half-mast. Sorry. I don't want no more secular dick.